Started, so I'd like to welcome you. Good morning. This is a very important day for the Kent County Public Schools, a day in which we dedicate Emma L. Grason Miller as the person who this media center will be named after. Today being possible, it would not have been possible without the Chesapeake Heartland project under the leadership of Karen Somerville. So if you, Karen, would you stand up and be recognized, please? Karen brought this to the attention of the Kent County Board of Education. Kent County Board of Education therefore deserves recognition as well, because without their approval, we could not have moved forward with today's recognition. So if members of the Board of Education would please stand up, I would like for you to be recognized as well. As stated earlier, we do have a policy for naming and naming a facility and also naming a portion of a facility. There are strict guidelines in board policy that states that a person has to have made significant contributions to education, and I think you will agree after learning more about Emma L. Grason Miller that she fits the bill perfectly.
It is truly, truly a privilege to be with you for this auspicious occasion. I give God the praise for bringing this day to fruition. And having investigated the annals of her life, I am sure that it was faith and trust in God's grace that kept Emma steadfast and on task to achieve the successes of this commemorative event. From concept to concrete, Henry Highland Garnet School is a direct result of a campaign executed and nurtured through the exemplary service of Emma Grason Miller. In 1911, she became the first black supervisor of colored schools in Kent County. That alone, a notable accomplishment for the times. Emma was a pioneer. There is no doubt that Emma had firsthand experience of the conditions, and yet she was determined to invent opportunities to see her people continue to move forward regardless of naysayers and systemic obstacles. I do not believe in coincidence. I believe in preordination. And it looks to me that Emma Grason Miller's life had been guided, set aside. Coming from Talbot County to Kent County, a single parent of two after the death of her first husband, George Demby, for Kent County, Emma was in the right place at the right time. In her role as a colored school supervisor, she took on a task to rally parents and community members to finance the purchase of land and to persuade officials to provide education beyond the 6th grade for African American pupils in Kent County. I came across some material culture from 1927 graduation at Garnet School that listed as many as 13 one-room colored schools peppered throughout the rural landscapes of Kent County. There have, of course, been more throughout the years, and there are stories of many that were burned for those objecting to the education of African American children. She made her rounds in the early years as a supervisor by horse and buggy. Subsequently, she remarried, suffered the loss of her only son, George, raised a daughter, Celia, who in turn raised her own daughter named Thelma. And they each became educators of colored schools in Kent County and in other locations in the state. 3 generations of black female educators tilled this great legacy in the history of Kent County. And it's taken over 100 years to put the name of Emma Miller and her offsprings on the lips and in the hearts of Kent County's educators and scholars.
I am one of the 2 local community historians with the Star Center, and Early Ringer Johnson, who's in the front row, is the other. Our main focus is the Chesapeake Heartland, an African American humanities project at the Star Center under Washington College. Under this project, we're able to offer community members a fellowship that will align them to collaborative programming and research in connection to local Kent County history. And we do this by digitization and archiving on our website, which is the ChesapeakeHeartland.org. Through these projects such as Karen's Chesapeake Heartland, what we want to do, hope that this project and other projects will do, one, further future generations of Kent County school children of all ages and racial background will gain knowledge of our shared history, and by the time they graduate from high school, they will have a background in all the history of Kent County.
All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3.